Welcome to the Writer's Game Podcast, where we help you magnify your voice and monetize your message. And now, let's get into the show.
Welcome to another episode of the Writer's Game Podcast, where we help you magnify your voice and monetize your message. I have somebody on here that I'm actually very excited to get to know, but for you guys to listen to and learn about, because he's doing it. He's really doing it straight out of Chicago, Illinois. How you doing, Ivory?
Pretty good. How are you?
Man, I'm feeling blacktastic, brother. I'm feeling blacktastic. So before we get started, could you talk to us a little bit about who you are and how you're using your story to change lives?
Sure. Yes, I'm Ivory Leonard IV, CEO and founder of Sankofa 1619. And the first book in the installation, the children's book, is Who Can I Be? And it's a story about a boy named Ikleem who embarks on a journey of self-discovery. Unsure about his path, he sees himself in altered realities of who he can be. And it takes place in an Afro-futuristic world. And those who engage in the reading get to learn about the not only the age of technology, but also the new world that is being created and careers, and more importantly, the message that is important to go beyond the identification with anything that we do. So that is the basis, the foundation of the book series.
I love that. Can you talk to us a little bit about, because even when you were communicated, I literally saw the story, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the beautiful thing about stories, is that they paint images and pictures within our heads, especially when a person that is passionate about what the story is. Could you talk to us a little bit about where you got your inspiration and, how the process evolved for you over time?
Sure. Well, the vision was given to me, I want to say about 8 years ago when I was in college, and I figured out some things that I wanted to do to make a difference. And it took experience. Everyone has to go on their own journey to fine or tune their voice. And those experiences help shape the storytelling that is integrated within this book and the coming books. So when COVID hit, a lot of things that are brushed under the rug came to surface. And now that we're in the age of the Aquarius, the truth is coming out. And in alignment with the age of the Aquarius and the cosmos, this work that was given to me, and through personal experience, I knew that this was the best way to give back to the coming generation, so that they don't have to experience the same things that keeps us in loops. So to step out of the patterns that we've already created, I knew that this book and the coming books that are in development would be something that would help them move us forward.
For anybody listening right now that doesn't understand, this is so deep, doesn't understand the Age of Aquarius and the constant and continuous loops that us as individuals are continuing to play within our minds, within our lives on a daily basis. Could you talk a little bit about what that means and why it's important to step out of that loop?
Well, it's connected to the foundation of the business. And Sankofa 1619 is to reclaim our past, redefine how we are defined, and reconnect to our truth. So behind all of the narratives that have been given to us, how have we been shaped? How have we been molded from generations that have been passed on? And through healing, through understanding genetics, through understanding our own patterns and reshaping them, and then also going back to the things that have conditioned us prior to the Eurocentric view, those are the things that are coming to surface now. Because everything that has been created not only has been created by an idea, but everything that we experience in our daily lives have been shaped by something else. Like, for example, the system in itself. The system, we are products of a system that has shaped us to become who we are. And honestly, when it comes to, we have been machines. We've been haven't been able to tap into our bodies, haven't been able to hone into our inner self. Instead, that which moves through us has been used to fortify something that isn't built on truth.
Exactly.
So in the age of the Aquarius, the age of where truth is revealed, it's like everything is coming to surface. And now it is an opportunity for us to go within ourselves.
I love that. And I love how your business is focusing on really help people go through this process so that they can be able to redefine first understand who they are based upon where they've come from, but redefine who they currently are within this current present moment so that it can reshape who they're meant to be and who they're called to be.
Yes.
Think about one strategy. Somebody listening right now, they're like, wow, that really resonates with me. What is one strategy that you can use as an individual that can help shape them?
Going within. Going within. To me, going within is always the answer. Within that's where all the answers are. And we are nature expressed. We are the first beings, the original people, to be conscious and bring good into this physical plane. So that way to reconnect to that is to go within yourself. What works for me may not work for someone else, so it goes into this whole journey of exploration, having fun with these different aspects of who we are, all of these different expressions. And for me, what works for me is breath work, meditation, yoga, kundalini, all of these different practices that help you go within and breathe into your body, breathe into your cells, because the cells are genetics. Cells make up the tissue form organs, and organs constitutes the inner workings. So the inner workings also holds these different, like stress, for example. Stress is also stored within our body. I study this. And when you break into these different parts of your body, you access other dimensions of yourself that have been blocked. You know, we talk about the chakra system, understanding the chakra system, the energetic centers that are within the body. It is metaphysical, but at the same time, within that, these different ideas, being mindful not to attach to them, but these ideas help on the journeys, which is the birth of the first book.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Yeah. Anybody listening right now, what would be one piece of advice that you would give them as they're going through their journey of rediscovering and redefining who they are?
Trust yourself. Trust yourself. In that exploration, in that journey, you will experience doubt. You will experience fear, because everything that we've been conditioned to think of ourselves to be has been defined by someone else other than us. So within that power, within that inner self, trust your inner being before the ideas that have been shaped around our being.
How does someone go about trusting themselves? What does that actually look like to you?
It takes practice.
Yeah.
It takes practice, and it's also years. I'm in therapy and been in therapy for about 3 years, and it's still work that's unfolding, but it really is integrated within everything that has come before. With Sankofa, go back and fetch, reclaim our past, understanding where we come from before 1619, before this the 400 years of oppression, because we come from power. We come from, we're talking about the origins of time, of our reality, reconnecting to that and going through and having fun. We're going through these different movements and understanding what happened through these movements and how that had an impact upon our ancestors. Because there was a point in time when yoga and meditation was demonized in America when it comes to being in a Black body. But when you look at ancient civilizations, this was an ancient practice. They did this every day, you know what I'm saying? Like we woke up and we did this, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that type of like embracing our natural body, because once you understand the African body, you understand that which is connected to, because everything has been created by melanin.
I love this. I love this. And I want to go back before we can go forward. When did you find your author voice? And why I say that is because there's a lot of people, especially that we talk to on these podcasts or just in general, that aren't able to communicate thoroughly, confidently, or with the passion or even intellect that you communicate with today. How did you go about finding your voice, and what was that process that you took?
I had to realize what needed to be said. And I had to sit with my emotions and not really attach to them, but observe them and allow the emotions to teach me and open my heart space and allow that wisdom of the heart space to use my experiences and alchemize them, because our ancestors are alchemists and magicians. They always transmute their experience, and that magic that they have is the same magic that we have. So using that to fortify the work so that it could tell a story that will be a message of hope, a message of love. Because ultimately, when it comes down to it, love is the most powerful source. The heart space is the strongest energetic center within the body.
When you went through your transformation and you found the story that you wanted to tell, what was that first step or that first feeling that you had to go through before you were able to actually communicate it publicly?
To be honest, I mean, I'm a man, but it was fear, and fear is attached to the ego, you know. But then I had to like really, sit with that again and understand, like, yo, not only did those who come before me give me this right to be able to speak my voice, to share this good news, but now is the time. It's the perfect time to be able to share something that is given through me, because I'm just a vessel being used by the creator so that the creator can be used through my work.
When does somebody know, though, that it is the time? I think that so often we're talking before it's our turn, in a sense. We're talking before it's our time. And when we talk before our time, sometimes there's trials and tribulations that meet us at the door.
Yeah.
When did you know, or when would someone know that it is their time?
From a personal standpoint, I know when it's my time because of the preparation. The experiences help shape you for something else that is in the midst of you've already asked for it. Like, I always write down a list of things that I want to manifest that's in alignment with purpose. And the purpose is always in alignment with the creator. And from that, you undergo different circumstances. You undergo different circumstances to help shape you and go become anew. Renewance of the mind, renewance of the body, to be ready for a new algorithm. So it's already like in the midst of working. So when you know, because there's a feeling, there's intuition, because we're also in the age of feminine energy. So that's nurturing and intuitive and creative. And that intuition, that feeling comes to you when you sit down with yourself, because time is a concept. So you never really know when the time is right, but you know the feeling.
That's good right there. I hope no one missed that, right? Time is a concept, and it's never the right time for anything, but based upon your own feeling. And that's why sometimes it's so challenging for us to be able to communicate as individuals what that feeling is, because what it may feel like for me may have been completely different what it felt like for you. So somebody's listening right now, and they're following what you're saying. They want to speak out. They want to reclaim their past. They want to at least start stepping into the process of redefining who they are. They want to start doing the work and dealing with the emotions that come with sharing their story publicly. Could you talk about that person that's still fearful? Could you talk about what it felt like once you actually started, and once you became an author, and once you started owning who you are in this present?
Yeah. I mean, change happens beyond fear. Fear usually comes from the experiences that you have to undergo to become anew. And when fear happens, I see it as like an opportunity to not only go deeper, but to allow myself the freedom to go beyond that idea that I was before fear was there. Because ultimately, I see fear as, it's like, oh, that was a version of myself. That is a version of myself that I had to sit with, and I had to ask myself questions in order for me to evolve. You can use fear to alchemize situations, and whatever you undergo during that exploration, it helps propel that experience forward.
How would you define evolution?
It's an ongoing thing, Evolution is, because even when it came to the structures that have shaped us, we look at, Negro and colored and African American and Black, all of these different evolutions of the ideas of melanin people. Yeah. And now we're in the process of shaping ourselves into something else, because we're in that age of the Aquarius and the age of freedom. We're in the process of identifying ourselves as something else. So it starts with an idea. In these new ideas, so we just have to figure out like what that idea is.
I love that.
For example, yesterday, say I had an idea of myself that I wanted to be more love, but that may have been what I needed for that day in that being that I was. But for today, maybe my intention is to be more patient and more kind. Now that adds a different element to that idea of who I am now, so that I'm in the process of like reshaping. So it's like, it can be in moments, it can be in decades, it can be in years. It's all based on what you allow yourself to be open to, and then there's some who experience the same reality for their whole lives. It's not necessarily their fault, but again, like when it comes to those who are melanated, it's because of the systems that are in place, because of subjugation, because of lack of resources. Not necessarily our fault, but we, from the power that is within, we can go beyond that, because that which is within is infinite.
If everyone in the world was to receive a message from you for 60 seconds, Every ear was going to hear it. Every heart was going to feel it. What would you say?
And we're all connected. We're all connected just regarding anything attached to ego. Like the only way that we can really and truly move forward is if we do it together in harmony.
What will the world be if we begin to do it together?
Heaven. Yeah, heaven is a state of consciousness.
Talk more about that.
Yeah. So hell is influenced by identification, ego, separation, division, and spaciousness, the state of consciousness, the skies. Heaven would be spaciousness within the mind. So we sit with ourselves and connect to that which is beyond the physical form. Then we not only attach to our true selves, because I am you expressed differently. I am everyone else expressed differently, as well as nature, as well as the animals and the trees. And I am the sun and the moon. Like I'm created from the sun and the moon. And without the existence of the sun, which is connected to our solar system, I wouldn't be into existence. Even with the seasons, the sun and the moon, they impact the seasons, and the earth tilts on its axis and creates these different seasons that we have throughout the year. So it's like, it's beyond like humanity. Like we exist, we coexist.
Yeah.
With the solar system.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that when we come together and be in harmony with each other, understand that we are together, that's when we can bring good into this reality, because pollution is being impacted. The ecosystem is being impacted by the choices that we have done. And the only way to make that change is if we do it together.
What's one step to making that change, though? Let's say that we all started doing it together. Or let's say that there's somebody on here that runs an organization or runs a school or even runs a household and wants to at least start pushing the needle forward to at least one thing that they can do and implement within their daily lives or their organizations. What would be one tangible step or an action step that they could implement that would at least get us one step closer to where we're supposed to be?
Mm-hmm. These are just ideas that are shared through me.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that these are the definite answers, but I can only come from personal experience and share the things that I have learned along my journey.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, sitting with myself and meditating, that has been a huge benefit to my life. Doing breath work and going to therapy and sitting down and doing the shadow work and being honest with myself and realizing that, I am beyond all of these things that I have been shaped or conditioned to think that I am. Beyond all of that, I am. So when I realize that I am, then I treat everyone else as myself. So if I treat myself with love, then I treat someone else with love. If I treat myself with hate, then I treat someone else with hate. And that spreads, because when I share good news with someone else, it goes to someone else and it trickles and it continues. The strongest thing that we have is love.
That's so good, bro. I read something earlier and it was saying that our inner world affects the results in our outer world.
Yeah.
And if we're not doing the work internally and we're not dealing with the stuff internally, whether it's the foods that we eat, the things that we put into our minds, the music that we listen to, the books even that we read, the movies that we watch, all of those different things that we put inside of us will affect the results of what is poured out on the outside in the relationships, the conversations, and the interactions with other people. So I think what you said is so profound and powerful. I would love to know, anybody listening right now, how can they support you? Where can they find you?
Yes, my handles on social is at Sankofa1619 on Instagram, Sankofa 1619. My website is www.sankofa1619.com. Book one is out on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, Books A Million. It's everywhere. And book two is up for pre-order and is currently available on Amazon, which is Where Can I Go? And that continues the journey of I Clean. But in order to get an idea of what book two would be, you have to get book one, which is Who Can I Be? But book two it expounds insight on Black Africa, like Timbuktu, ancient Ghana, and as well as the wonders of the world, and explores the cosmos and plants seeds for everything that is to come.
Ivory, this conversation was fire. Hands down, we really are thankful and appreciative of you spending time. I really feel like time is our most valuable asset that we can give to people. So I'm thankful that you've been able to come here today and share knowledge, share wisdom, share strategies, but also share a piece of yourself here on this network as well. Anybody listening right now, I need you to follow, I need you to like, I need you to subscribe, and I need you to buy some books, not just buy one book. I need you to go buy 3 books and then gift 2. And then when the next book comes out, buy 5 more. That's what I need you to do, because if we don't support each other, this world won't get any better. Okay, so I need us to start working together. I need us to start reclaiming our past. I need it when we're going through this rediscovery, this redefining. I need you to not just trust the gurus and what they're telling you to do. I need you to trust your feeling and the intuitions that you have. I need you to operate from a higher sense of discernment so that you can remove all the distractions and divisions, and you can get one step closer to your destiny. We are here on another episode of the Writers Game podcast, where we help you monetize your message and magnify your voice. And we'll see you guys next episode.